Stop letting them gaslight you about the economy. The economy is good for rich people, and that's about it. Like, I want to stop hearing about this. I want boomers to stop gaslighting me, Gen Z, about the economy. Boomers who grew up in the best possible economy. The best economy we've ever seen. If you don't believe it, look it up. Look up the purchasing power of the economy in which boomers grew up. Because those are metrics that matter. The purchasing power of their dollar back then. It's extremely high. I'm not, it's not just inflation. It's a lot of other things as well. I don't want to hear about it anymore. I am trying to sell a laptop, of all things, on Facebook Marketplace. I'm trying to sell a laptop, an Apple MacBook. These have always been notoriously easy to sell, honestly. Never have been difficult. Whenever I would sell electronics, I could sell them within a day. A couple years ago, 3 years ago. 3 years ago, 5 years ago, could sell them within a day. Now, I put the best quality photos you've ever seen. Very good quality photos. I clean my MacBook. I make everything look good in my listing. I even lower the price. No bites. I should have sold my MacBook for $500, by the way, based on the market value. But guess what? It was never going to happen in this economy. Because all I got were not just regular lowballs. No. When I listed it for the market value, I got broke lowballs. I got, let's say I listed it for $500. I got an offer for, most of them were like $200 or $150. And that's if I got any at all. It's been radio silence. I've been trying to sell so many things. So many things, dude, on Facebook Marketplace, on eBay. I finally decided, dude, maybe if I give eBay 10%, right? They want this marketing thing. Okay, maybe if I give them 10%, as of yesterday, I'm like, maybe if I pay the mafia, then I can just sell my thing for a normal price. No, nothing changed. Now I just have to relist again and choose 0%. Okay, so it was just a big pain in the butt. I didn't get any more views on my listing. And now, if I do sell my listing, I'm going to have to pay eBay 10%. But the point that I'm trying to make is that even on eBay, nobody is buying anything. Nobody has enough money to spend on stuff. Nobody can afford to just buy things. I've never seen anything like this. Guys, this is I'm talking about when I first started trying to sell it. I put it at market price. Since then, I've gone half. I cut the price in half, dude. 50%. Nobody's buying, bro. Okay, so nobody bought it at $400. Nobody bought my MacBook Pro at $400, which was actually a pretty good deal. And yeah, nobody bought my MacBook Pro at $350, which is That's really low. Like, for an M1 2020 MacBook Pro that has an M1 chip, that's not bad. And dude, barely anyone wanted to commit to the price of $300. So what's going on, bro, with the economy? Something is wrong with this economy, man. I'm glad the S&P 500 is doing great. But dude, I don't have enough money to invest in the S&P. I don't have enough extra money to invest in the S&P 500. Okay, so I guess I'm glad all the rich people are getting richer. But like, a lot of us don't have that type of like freedom right now. So when they say the economy's better, that's what they say. But I can promise you, the Gen Z vote, bro, does not care about the S&P 500 right now. We're just trying to pay rent. I went to the grocery store the other day, and I bought 3 small things, and they were off-brand. So if any boomers want to watch this video and be like, you can't buy the main brand, you got to buy the off-brand. I bought the off-brand. Okay? I bought the off-brand. I bought I know how to save money too, okay? I look at the price, the dollars per ounce. If you guys don't know about this, when you compare products, you can see underneath the price tag the price per ounce. So, and this for anything. So you can find the best value easily in the grocery store. Dude, it doesn't matter. The point is, I bought 3 things, and I'll be honest, I forgot what I bought. They weren't crazy things. They were like, actually, look. I bought some crackers. And 2 other things like that. Anyways, the point is, it was like $20. $20. And we all know what I'm talking about right now. We all know where we go to the gas station or we go to the grocery store. And to be honest, going to the gas station isn't smart because it costs so much. That's not new. But we go to the grocery store and we get 2 or 3 things. And in our mind, that used to be $7. That used to be $7. But now, $18.75. What the F's going on here, bro? I'm also trying to sell my gaming PC. My gaming PC is a GTX 1080, a nice monitor with 144 hertz, 32 or 64 gigabytes of RAM, I forgot, DDR4, 4 terabytes of storage, which I don't even know why the guy that sold it to me needed that many terabytes, dude. But and then a 1 terabyte SSD, I don't know, some crap like that. Now, yes, the GTX 1080 is like worth only $200 right now. But bro, it still can play a lot of titles at 1080. Like it can still play a lot of big titles at 1080p. But anyways, I tried to sell my whole setup for like $600, which maybe that's a bit high. I don't know. Nobody, radio silence. And by the way, my setup has speakers that I'm selling. Literally, a lot of other things are included. Yeah, no bites. So I put it at $500 for the whole setup. No bites. Days go by, weeks go by. Okay, I put it at 400. I put it at 380. No, I put it at $400. I guess we'll see. Now we're at the point where we'll see. I just can't believe this is like, this is crazy, man. I thought it would have been worth maybe $600. I mean, like, it just doesn't make sense. And then, can we talk about AI? What's going on with AI, dude? Like, okay, the corporations have already messed our lives up. Well, they already make it worse. But I guess they make our lives better in some ways. I'm trying to be an honest and objective here. Anyways, listen, this is what I'm getting at. I was trying to buy a 4 terabyte SSD on Amazon to back up my computer. And I swear, bro, I look at this SSD that I promise you, I bought this exact SSD before, but it's for my personal projects, not my backup. It was $200. I was okay with paying $200. Like, whatever. Maybe. Can barely afford it, really. So I was looking at a hard drive, too. Anyways, it's $630 on Amazon. $630, bro. I pressed the button. Price history. The last 3 months, it's gone up. Dude, the last 3 months, the price of this 4 terabyte SSD has gone up 200%. Like, okay, I'm not good at the percent things, but it's gone up. You know, it went from 300 to 600. So that would either be 100% or 200%. Basically, it went up 2 times. So, yeah, thanks AI. I'm glad that in return we just ruined the internet, and now boomers send me images of videos of things that don't exist, and now I have to exude energy 24/7 to tell people that things are fake. And also, most people my age can't even tell what's real or fake with AI anymore. So yeah, a worthy price to pay, I guess. You know, what a great exchange. What a great exchange. Oh, and on top of it, it's harder to find work as a writer. So I could have lived the boomer's dream. My dream is the boomer's career, sitting in a writing room, drinking some coffee and coming up with funny ideas for advertisements. That was always my dream, but that does not exist anymore because of AI. And you know what? In exchange for this, the only small price we had to pay is now an SSD is 400. A 4 terabyte SSD is $650. Really a small price to pay for such a great result. Am I right? But yeah, harder to find writing jobs. Had one for a while. Had a writing job for a while, and let me just tell you this quick. I know it's a caveat. You know what? I don't even want to talk about it. Has to do with AI though. Because the one I'm talking about there is not the last thing that happened in one of my main videos. It's actually something that happened recently, which is like, bro, really? So anyways, if you want RAM's going to cost a lot of money. If you want SSDs are going to cost a lot of money. We're all paying more money for energy, doing less because of AI. So thank you, AI. AI has decided, the AI companies are using your power grid your local power grid to train more slot machines. And don't get me wrong, there's some good uses for AI, whatever, By and large, pretty much slot machines or slop, garbage. And yeah, and what they're doing is they're cutting a deal with the electricity company to get a lower price because they're a bigger customer. And because of that, everything's being subsidized by raising the price of your electricity. If you don't believe me, look it up. So, yeah, everything's great. We're all having a blast, aren't we? We're all living it up here. Living up out here. And, I know there's be some out-of-touch boomers in the comments. Oh, well, I don't know what you're talking about. The economy is great for me. Yeah, dude, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is great for you. And I'm honestly not upset. I'm happy for you. But you just need to understand it's not great for everybody. Just like it's great for investors. Do you see? It's not great for Gen Z. And Gen Z will remember this. Tried to sound intimidating there. Yeah, buddy. We're going to remember this economy. We'll give you guys a knuckle sandwich or something. All right. This is getting idiotic at this point. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a good one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. And share.